do what I do.
The doggone court said nothing about children of tourists, people who overstay their visas, or people who cross the border illegally. Their children are not citizens. It said nothing about that. Using Wong Kim Ark to defend automatic citizenship for undocumented illegal alien is like using Brown versus the Board of Education to defend school segregation. It inverts the whole thing. Now I'm gonna read to you all a little bit about this case. Okay. All right. Wong Kim Ark was born in San Francisco in 1873. He decided to go visit China. And he was on his trip back, he was denied entry into the United States under the Chinese Exclusion Act, which was a law that virtually banned all Chinese immigrants and prohibited Chinese immigration, Chinese immigrants from becoming naturalized U.S. citizens. See, here's what you got to understand. This is why it's hard to talk to these people who are not black people from the United States. You're foreigners, you don't know our history. We just started letting foreigners over here in 1965. I'm sorry, in 1965. We have been trying to get foreigners out of there. They were sending Mexicans back to Mexico, even if they wasn't even a Mexican citizen. We sent Mexicans back to Mexico back in the 1880, 1890, 1910, they were shipping them all back by the millions. The population of Mexicans in the United States all the way up into 1865 was less than 4%. The population of Asians was less than 1%, and African immigrant was little to nothing. We had enacted something called the Chinese Exclusion Act. But before that, we had brought all these Asians over here to help us build the railroad. The Chinese people they built the railroads. Ever since black people stopped working for free, they've been trying to find our replacement. So they brought the Chinese over here, but they didn't want them to be citizens. So they came up with the Chinese Exclusion Act. Even if you're here, you still can't apply for citizenship. You just gonna be here. So now these Chinese people had a child, and this child wanted to go visit his family in China. And so when he came back, he said, well, I'm born in America. And he said, well, no, the Chinese Exclusion Act says you can't come here. And so what did he do? Your parents are actually here legally. They're here legally. They were brought here to work on the railroads. They're just not citizens. They are technically permanent residents, but not citizens, but they are here legally. You, on the other hand, you left, so you can't come back. What he did was he challenged the government's refusal to recognize his citizenship. And the Supreme Court ruled in his favor. They held that the citizenship clause, namely the provision of the 14th Amendment that a person born in the United States who is subject to the jurisdiction thereof acquires automatic citizenship. And the Supreme Court's majority concluded that this phase referred to being required to obey U.S. law on the basis they interpreted the citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment to grant citizenship to children born in the United States with only a limited set of exceptions. Okay. The court held that being born to an alien parent was not one of those exceptions. The court's dissenters argued that being subject to the jurisdiction of the United States meant not being subject to a foreign power. And that is not being claimed as a citizen by another country. Okay? Now, what you got to understand is this. They are trying to use this. Well, let me run this down. I want you to understand. So jurisdiction cannot mean mere physical presence. That's basically what it said. Just because you came here and pooped out a baby, all right, after walking up through the Eagle Pass, all right, under Joe Biden's administration, black people might not have had citizenship, but we were lawfully present in the country. In fact, we were brought here lawfully, weren't we? Tell the truth. Albeit we were brought here in chains, but we were brought here lawfully. We were brought here not as immigrants, but imports. You understand me? Huh? We were brought here as imports, not immigrants. You see? You see why what I say makes people so mad? They get on their little YouTube pages, want to talk bad about me and call me a failed lawyer and say mean things about me, but y'all, you see why? They don't want educated black men talking to our people and educating them in a way in which they truly understand. And this is a good thing. Somebody type good thing in the chat room. Now, let's dig deep into it because I'm not going to let you go. I'm going to make sure you learn something. The clause was about black people, specifically freedmen, who had no legal status, no government allegiance outside the United States. Listen, we had no legal status and no government allegiance outside the United States. If you come here legally, you can still vote in Mexico or Guatemala or Ghana or El Salvador or Venezuela. We didn't have anywhere else. The 14th Amendment was about repair, not immigration. The text, listen to this. Section 1 of the 14th Amendment says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Most people stop after the words born. Y'all give up. In the United States and ignore the second independent requirement. Yet the framers added subject to the jurisdiction precisely to exclude anyone whose first political allegiance lay elsewhere. Diplomats' children, you had a bunch of tribal Indians out there. And by the framers' explicit debate, the US-born children of foreigners, and I got the archive, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room that I looked up. Here it is right here. Look it up. They debated this. This was a specific debate that took place. See, in the 39th Congress, every senator who took the floor agreed on the clause's purpose to guarantee citizenship of free black slaves who would otherwise be stateless. Senator Jacob Howard, he was the amendment's floor manager. He stated it would not include persons born in the United States who are foreigners, aliens, or who belong to families of ambassadors. Why would we want all these British people coming over here having children after we just got through fighting the war with them and having children and basically breeding us out of our loyalty bred out of our American population? Does that even make sense? Other senators repeated that only those owing exclusive allegiance to the United States satisfied the jurisdiction test. The jurisdiction test. And no one rose in dissent. They kept copious notes. The historical record is unambiguous. Now, there was a case that people are making a big deal about. It's called Wong Kim Ark. It was a case that came out in 1898, a Supreme Court case. It's often miscited. You understand me? The Supreme Court in the United States versus Wong Kim Ark ruling, it did not declare anyone born here as a citizen. It held that a child of a permanent residence, well, let me read it. Let me run this down to you. It held that a child of foreign permanent residence parent.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D.
People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. This black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. Let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.